So today we're going to go from this to this. My very tasty Mostly Pea Soup. Try this when you've not got a lot of time. Guaranteed you'll enjoy it. So first of all, we need to put a tablespoon of olive oil into the pan. And then we add to that a tablespoon of butter, which is about that much. And now we just move the stock out of the way a moment. So what we've got going in here today are 2 pieces of celery, 3 carrots, 4 garlic cloves, an onion, and then here we've got a 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, and a 1/2 teaspoon of thyme. And then the main ingredient, peas, and that's why I call it my Mostly Pea Soup, because it's not all peas, but that's what the major part of the soup is. So, thing to do now is to switch on the pot so that can start to warm up, and then we're going to chop up and fry the vegetables firstly, and then once they're nicely fried, we'll add the stock and the peas, and then we'll let it all boil for about 20 minutes just to let those flavours infuse. So here we go, switch on the switch that on to a medium-high heat, and now we can make it start with, I think, the onions. And the carrots, we just want to cut them down a little bit into small slices. And then we're just going to crush the garlic. And the celery, also we just want to chop it up into relatively small pieces. Okay, so that's that done, and now we're going to put all of that into the pot to cook. Now we'll give that a good stir. And then we'll let those onions sweat down a little bit along with the other vegetables. And once they're starting to get translucent, the onions that is, then we're going to add in the peas and the stock and the herbs and spices. Now this is a soup I often do if I want a quick meal, because it's very easy, because basically you just use 1 kilo of frozen peas, and as you saw, 1 onion, 3 carrots, 2 sticks of celery, and the herbs and spices, and 1 3/4 litres of vegetable stock. That all goes in together, and then you leave that for about 20 minutes and you've got a very tasty soup. Now I don't puree it, I leave the peas whole, I prefer it that way. So that now I think is ready. So now we can put the peas in. And also the herbs and spices. And finally, we're going to put the stock in. There we are. So just give that a good stir. And now I want to bring that to the boil. And then once it's boiling, I'll put the lid back on and then leave it for 20 minutes. And then we're done. It's that simple. But very, very tasty. And also, as you can imagine, an inexpensive meal. Now this will last me, there's enough in there for me for probably 4 meals at least, maybe 5. And the other thing that we mustn't forget to add just before we put the lid on is some pepper, a couple of pinches of that, and some salt. So a nice pinch of salt. That's good. We can stir that all in. Okay, as you can see, that's starting to come to the boil now. So what I'm going to do is turn that down to simmer, put the lid on, and then we'll leave that now for 20 minutes. Now, the reason I put the thyme and the turmeric in there is because that adds a nice flavour to the soup, and the smoked paprika and the chili powder just gives it a little hint of a kick, hardly discernible, but it's there. But whatever you do, don't overdo it. I did once. I put a half a teaspoonful rather than a quarter of a teaspoonful of chili powder in, and I think it was too much, overpowered it a little bit. So do restrain yourself a little when you're using that, but you will find that by adding it, it does add a nice flavour. Anyway, that's that now. So we'll be back in about 20 minutes time to have a look at the finished result. Okay, that's been 20 minutes, so now let's have a look and see what it looks like. Oh, there we go. That's pretty well cooked, so I think we can turn off the heat and dish them up and see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. Let's get some in the bowl. Up a few carrots there as well. Oh, there you go. Now, there you can see my mostly pea soup. I can assure you it's absolutely delicious. It looks good, and I can guarantee it always also tastes good. So if you want a quick meal, then try this. You'll find it's a very satisfying dish to eat. I know I like it. I make it quite often when I haven't got lots of time to spare. It's quick, it's easy, it's tasty. What more could you want? Okay, well that's it for today. I hope you enjoy this dish. I'm sure you'll find it's very tasty. I know I do. And if you've enjoyed watching this episode, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really does help me. And I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now.